Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want us to talk about the most popular questions, the top questions asked at the US Embassy when you go to apply for a B1, B2 visa. So, the biggest thing to take away from B1, B2 visa, and I've said this before, is your biggest task is to prove that you have intentions of going back to your home country. Is to prove to the consular officer that you're not just going there to the US to visit and then refuse to return back to your home country. When you approach the visa officer at the window, already they have made up their minds that this person is going to go to the US and not come back. So your job is to prove to that consular officer that no, I'm just going there to visit and I will come back to my home country. I know it's a very nerve-wracking process going through the visa interview. It's a very nerve-wracking process. You get nervous, you get jittery, you start sweating, your heart is beating so fast. But the key thing to take away is to try as much as possible to be calm, be confident in your answers, be honest about what you're saying, talk to them when they talk to you, smile, just be you, be yourself. Remember what you filled in the DS-160 in your application form for the visa. Those questions will come to play when you go to the visa interview because that's what they are looking at. They're looking at your DS-160 application. What information did you give there? And is that information going to match with what you're saying during the interview? So when you approach the window, obviously when you're walking up to the window, they're looking at you, how you're dressed, how you're carrying yourself, how you look, how you're presenting yourself as you walk towards the window. When you get to the window, typically they'll ask you 8 to 10 similar questions, which vary depending on the purpose of your visit, depending whether it's just for pleasure or for business. So the questions will vary depending on the actual purpose of your visit. So you approach the window. Obviously, you have your file, Missouri, you are prepared, you have the documents that you, depending on your DS-160, that you know that you will need. Obviously, you have your passport, you have everything ready, and you're walking up to the counter. So you get to the counter, and one of the very first questions that the officer will ask you is, may I see your passport? So one tip here is not just to shove the passport into, like a little window there. Speak to the consular officer. Say, yes, here's my passport, or yes, here you go, or something like that. And then they would ask you, what is the purpose of your visit? Why do you want to go to the United States? Why are you going to the US? What are you going to do in the US? Variation of the same question. So depending on the purpose of your visit, then you'll say, I'm going to visit my friend, or I'm going to visit the Grand Canyon, or I'm going to see the Statue of Liberty, or I'm going to Disney World, or I'm going to a conference, I'm going for a business. So depending on the answer that you give, the follow-up questions will come. The other popular question is, how long are you planning to stay in the United States? So once again, it depends on the purpose of your visit. If you're going for a graduation, you're not going to say that you're going to be there for 3 months, right? You're going for a graduation, so you say probably a week or 2 weeks, So it depends on the purpose of your visit. If you're going for a conference, then it depends on the time that conference is going to be, and when the conference is, how long the conference is. So you might be asked to show proof that you're going for that conference and the dates for the conference. They will ask you, what do you do for a living? They want to see if you have ties, you have ties to your home country. So You can tell them what you do for a living. If you're employed, you can tell them where you work. If you're in school, if you don't have a job, then tell them you're in school, you're enrolled in school. If you have your own business, say, this is what I do. I have a matatu business, or I have this and that business. I have land, I do farming, or whatever it is that you do for a living. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for ties to see whether you have enough ties, strong ties, that will force you to come back to your home country after you visit the United States. They will ask you, are you traveling alone? So if you're traveling alone, say yes, I'm traveling alone. If no, then the expectation is whoever you're traveling with would be by your side during the interview. Do you have family in the US? So this is the tricky one. So if you do not have family in the US, then no is the answer. If you have family in the US and you're not coming to visit them. Let's say, for example, you have a distant cousin in Washington State, but you're coming to New York to see the Statue of Liberty, or to come to a conference in New York. Yes, you have distant family, but you're not coming to visit them. That is not your purpose for the visit. So depending on your situation, be honest, don't lie, but just know that in certain situations, like for example, if you have family here, like your parents are here, or your brothers and sisters are here in the US, and you're the only one left in the country, and you're telling them that, oh, I'm just going to visit, and I'll come back. So they'll be suspicious. So I'm not saying don't be honest. I'm saying that could be a tricky situation, and they will need to grill you a little more to find out, do you really have intentions of coming back to Kenya or to your home country after you visit? If you've had multiple visits to the US, you can show, and they will see on your passport, the visa stamps and all that you've been going back and forth, and you can tell them, I'm still in school, I'm not ready to go live with my parents, or I have been traveling, I go every so often, I go visit them and come back, and they can show proof, and that can help strengthen your case. Have you ever been to the US before? Yes, if you have, and no, if you haven't. They know the answer to this question already. So don't lie, just say yes if you have, and no if you haven't. Where will you be staying? Where will you be staying? So if you're coming for a conference, and maybe it's a church conference, or whatever kind of conference, business conference, if you've booked a hotel, you can show that. If you have an Airbnb booked, you can show that. If you're gonna be staying with family or friends, then you can say that. You can say, I'll be staying, my friend lives in Colorado or whatever state you're going, and they're hosting me for this short period of time that I'll be there. So follow-up questions might follow. What do these people, what is your relationship? How do you know them? What do they do in the US? How long have you known them? How did they come to the US? All that. So expect such follow-up questions. So those are like the most common questions. Follow-up questions will depend on the reason for your visit. Be calm. I know it's easier said than done. Be calm, be confident, know your DS 160. What is the information that is there? Have your valid passport ready. Make sure you have open pages, blank pages on your passport, so that when you qualify for the visa, they can stamp it. They can stamp your visa there. The other thing is to keep your answers short, to the point. Don't ramble. Don't answer questions that nobody asked you. Wait to be asked the question. Don't be arrogant. Don't be rude. Be pleasant. Smile. Look them in the eye. Be presentable. Dress nicely. Just be cool. Just be cool, be calm. Don't volunteer information. Eye contact, very important. I said that. So if you recently went for an interview and you were asked something different or your experience was different, share with us, let us know. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, Lucy Mwangi USA. I give insights about life in the US as an immigrant, and I also share ways that you also can come to the US, either to visit or through DV lottery and stuff like that. So thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.